Most High in Christ. All right, clap it up. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Police Officer 50,001 holding it down out here in Durham, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? This is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash class, the language class, right? You know what I'm saying? Very, very important class. This is one of the ones where we get back to understanding our heritage, as we do at all classes. But this particular one just puts us right back, you know what I'm saying, thousands of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Reminds us that we're in captivity in this land. You know what I'm saying? And that what we're going through is that we've gone through a complete and total identity crisis. You understand? That's one of the biggest problems and concerns with our people. That's right? So, brother, if you can, we're going to start off with a couple of scriptures. Before we get into the actual language, you know what I'm saying? I was going to start off with a couple of scriptures real fast. Brother, give me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Let me know when you got it.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
All right, go ahead and read that.
Gather yourselves together.
It says do what?
Gather yourselves together.
As we read these scriptures, ask yourself, who are the people who need to hear this the most? On this entire planet Earth, you watch the news, you see what's going on out in this world. Who are the people who need to learn how to, just think about it like this. Other races of people don't have a problem living with each other. Other races of people don't, when so-called, you know what I'm saying, white people, when they get well in life and they get that new business venture and they get money and they start doing well, do they say to themselves, man, I got to get out of this neighborhood with the rest of these people that look just like me? Do they say that? No. Do the so-called Asians, the Chinese, Japanese, do they say, oh, I got to get out of this neighborhood with all the rest of the Chinese, Japanese? Do they say that? They don't say that. You know what I'm saying? You ask them all these other races, all these other people. But who does say that? As soon as they get some money, the first thing they want to do is get away from people that look just like them. Go ahead.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Blacks, Hispanics, and when a Hispanic, look at Geraldo and people like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his actual, I got to look him up because he looked a little funny to me. But I believe Geraldo Rivera is Puerto Rican. I believe so. But a lot of times when black people, when you're so-called Puerto Ricans, you're so-called Dominicans, you know what I'm saying, when you're Native Indians, as soon as they get a little bit of money, the first thing they want to do is get out of the neighborhood with the people that look like them. And they want to go do what? They probably want to go marry. Right. Yep. Well, that's just raise your hand, brother, but you're good. Yep. That's exactly correct. The first thing a black man wants to do when he gets a little bit of money is go get him an oppressor with the dog, with the stringy dog, blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, and the pretty blue eyes, right? That's the first thing he want to do. But that's because his Christian pastor never taught him this. That the Bible told him to do this. Go ahead, read from the top.
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be together. It's our inability to be together that has us doing what? Killing each other, robbing each other, selling drugs to each other, destroying each other. We have a hard time loving each other because we hate ourselves. Because guess what? What were we taught? What did these other nations teach us? They do it every day. They taught us that a black man's life is worth nothing. If you look on the news every day and all you see is Mike Browns and Eric Garner's, and all you see is, and all your life you've been told that your mother told you that your father wasn't nothing. You understand? Everybody around you told you that being a black man was like, you know, so what? Your life is cheap. You can get killed for nothing by anybody. By somebody that look just like you. By some Asian woman in some nail salon. You know what I'm saying? You can get murdered and gunned down in the street, and guess what? No one's going to go to jail. There will be no retribution for what happens to you. And because of that, that gets internalized, and now we look at each other like, yo, you nothing just like me. I ain't ish, so you ain't ish. So killing you don't mean nothing to me. Selling drugs to you and destroying you don't mean nothing to me. That's just, it's par for the course. You understand? But read it from the top.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2. Verse 1, Gather yourselves together.
Read on.
Yeah, gather together, O nation, not desire.
Gather together, or what?
Nation, not desire.
The black man in America is what?
Not desire.
The Hispanic man in America is what?
Not desire.
Native Indian man?
Not desire.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women are what?
Not desire.
Gather yourselves together, O nation, not desired. This Bible was prophesying a long time ago, everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. And just like my brother brought out the other day, it's just like that roach in your house, man. Them roaches, when you try to get them up out of there. To you, them roaches are disgusting and vile, and if they even come near you, it's an abomination to your being. That's how they look at us. No wonder you wake up every day, and where do you live? You live in the ghettos of Durham. You live in the ghettos of New York and Harlem. You live in the ghettos of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's where most of your people are, just like that Roach Motel. Let me just put them off over here. As long as they're over here, it's fine. It's only once you start creeping into their areas that now, you know what I'm saying, they got a problem. But the Bible says, it told you that's what you are. This is a black man's book. This is not a white man's book. This is not a book of the Chinese and the Arabs. It's not theirs. The Bible is our book and our history and our records and our blueprint. And it talks about our ancestors, King David, Solomon, Moses, black men. You understand? And the Bible tells you that. You understand? So finish that out. Read it from the top and finish it.
Gather yourselves together. Yeah. Gather together, O nation, not desire.
That's the end of that. Come on, now drop that into Isaiah 1 and 3. Gather yourselves together, O nation, not desire, because nobody wants you anyway. There's strength in numbers. The only thing that gets you up out of your condition, the only thing that's going to save you is to do the opposite of what you've been taught to do. It's the opposite. They tell you that, oh, well, if you got a college education, well, you better than the rest of them niggas. Or you got money, you better than the rest of them. So you got to go on and forge a path that makes you, and it's a lot of times, I've been through it. Some of my brothers have been through it, where you want to feel like you're better than other black people. Where you have that high and mighty, well, I ain't like the rest of them. Had that thing going on. Guess what? The Bible ain't for that. Brotherhood is one of the number one, if not the number one thing. The whole Bible is about brotherhood. You understand? The Bible is about us coming back to our heritage and our understanding of who we are. That's why the Isupk under Commanding General Yohana is the only people, the only group with the truth. Because we're the only ones that since 1969 have been teaching black people to do what? Love each other. Hispanic brothers and sisters to love each other. To not sell drugs to each other, to not, you know what I'm saying, not to do the things that we grew up doing and think it was okay. You know, so we know we're not judging our people and saying, oh, well, you know, putting you down. But we understand we've all been, because we all did the same thing, right? Am I telling lies, Mahayar? Have these brothers in this school not done every evil, wicked, and vile thing under the sun before they came in here? And they came in here because guess what? Just like the person I talked about before I came in here, I was a college kid. I didn't give a damn about what's happening in the ghettos. I'm not from the ghetto. I was like, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Oh man, them niggas over there, oh man, they shooting each other up. Oh man, that sucks. But I'm over here trying to get on the next, you know what I'm saying, the next heathen woman. Trying to deal, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get drunk and things like that. And pass it out on some corner in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? In my college days. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't give a damn about what was happening in Cornwallis. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a damn about what's happening down south. I'm like, I don't care what anybody down south is going through. Just like the sister, what was her name? Emmett Till's mother said the same thing. She was from Chicago. She was like, when everything was going on down south, she was like, ain't got nothing to do with me. Me and my son living good. I was up in New York, like, I don't care about that. But guess what? I came in here and Commanding General Yohana taught me that, guess what? That I was a wicked bastard, that I was an evil bastard, and that I can talk about how much I love God, but if I wasn't loving my people, all my people, then it was all lies. Gotcha. Go ahead and read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his crib.
No, it's like it. Whoa.
Oh, it's like it. The ox knoweth his owner.
That's what I'm like, which verse, brother? Where you get that from? Good night. I know it's slang in the Bible, but good night. So what? Read it from the top.
The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox knoweth his owner. Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
And these are animals these are the smartest animals in the world. You know what I'm saying? These are animals that they just kind of follow the leader. They just kind of, you know what I'm saying? They're kind of dumb animals. They just go around. But guess what? Even the ox knows his owner. And what?
And the ass, his master's crib.
And the ass, the donkey, he knows how to find his way back to where he comes from. How to find his way back to his master's crib or his master's house. You understand? Keep going.
But Israel.
But who?
Israel.
Who?
Israel.
That's the Spanish Native Indians?
Israel.
But Israel what?
Does not know.
Israel does not know. Go ahead.
My people.
Whose people?
My people.
This is the Most High talking. This is the Most High power. Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, it says God. It says, my people what?
Does not consider.
Does not consider. Who's the only people right now who have no idea where they come from? Ask a black man. Just ask a black man. Brother, where you from? Brother, where you from?
I really don't know.
You don't know? Well, where are you from specifically?
Richmond, Virginia.
You from Richmond, Virginia? I've been up there. It's nice, right? Might be in VA tomorrow, actually. Maybe. But you from Richmond, Virginia, okay? So, but your people, like, where do black people come from?
Africa.
You sure?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you were told, right? Did anybody in your family ever tell you what part of Africa they came from? Never. You just Africa.
Yeah.
Africa is a goddamn continent with like hundreds of countries in it. But let me tell you something, brother. You're not African. That's number one.
Right.
You're not African, right? That's another deception, another lie that's been told to our people, right? But the Bible told you that you would be in this condition, which is what proves what? That proves what? If the Bible is telling you that Israel does not know who they are, they don't even know who their master is, they don't even know where they come from, they don't even know their heritage. If the Bible is telling you that, then who is the people you have to look to say that's who Israel is? Could it be the so-called white man? He's in Israel right now, having gay parades in Israel. Is he a true Israelite? How you know? I mean, you know for a lot of reasons, but based on the scripture, how do you know? Right, but what is this scripture saying that shows you that based on this, how could that be the person? Yeah,
Because they claim to know who their master and where they come from.
exactly. Most times, get that brother in the hand. That's it. The only person who you're gonna ask where they come from, and they're gonna be like, is a black man, right? And guess what? A Hispanic man's gonna do the same thing. He'll tell you, well, I'm from Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic, good night, Salakia. Spanish is a so-called oppressor's language. The language of the conquistadors, right? That is a white man's language. It is not the language of the natives of those lands. You understand? That's not the language that the Aztecs did not speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? The Mayans and the Incans did not speak Spanish. That's a language that was forced on them, just like what language was forced on us? English, right? And now, in the Isupk and the Community in Yohana, we're trying to bring ourselves back to our original language. You know what I'm saying? So with that, brother, if you could, Baba Shah, you know where I need you at, brother. I need my man's right here on the board so we can start breaking down these letters and get an understanding of our language just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna turn this camera around for you. Now, Marcus is kind of light, brother, but just try your best to find one that's as to obvious as it can be. You're gonna go from there.
You want me to do the ancient or?
Just do actually the Assyrian for now. Okay. That's what we're working on. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Take your time, brother. I'm just move this camera up just a little bit. That should be too loud. And I'm gonna check to see if they can see it on the screen, because I know it's kind of light. They're gonna have a hard time seeing that, but you know what? There's not really much we can do about it right now.
We need some new mark.
Yeah. I'll try to pick some up. I thought we don't have none in the back. I just want to saw some other ones, but I don't think they're gonna work.
I don't know the right, because they cleaned the board the other day, but you know, you got to get the right kind of markers as well.
Mm-hmm. If you got to try to switch up the market and see if another one work better than,
Let's see the black. We try the black. These are the same joints we had the other day. That's a little better.
Keep going with that one. If you can talk shop.
Okay.
You got the you got any more of the language papers for the brother right here?
I might have one.
So that way you can follow along.
Yeah, I got one.
Most High Christ.
Yeah. This is the ancient, original Hebrew letters.
Right.
And this is what they use in modern terms. They pronounce the same, but these are the sounds that they make.
You two are, brother. We gonna go through them. We gonna go through them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But again, you gotta ask yourself, you know what I'm saying, a book, your whole life, you know what I mean? Our whole lives, man, we've been taught this ain't our book, man. Or that this book is for everybody. You know what I mean? But according to the Bible, that's not true. According to the Bible, God doesn't love everybody. You know what I'm saying? He has one. Matter of fact, let me get that real fast. Where's mine? You might got in the pocket for it. Did I leave mine in the?
I got it.
I got one right here. Mario, where's we know the 101. Other people, Spittle,
654.
my brother. I knew it was second Ezra, so I couldn't figure with Shabbat, but most time Christ, brother, you be that memory. Most time Christ.
I think that's
Come on. I'm gonna read it real fast while the brother's still writing on the board. The book of second Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So the Bible tells you, yes, we all come from Adam, but there's also a group of people who the Most High has chosen. That also came from Adam, in addition to everybody else, okay? Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. So the people that he chose, the world was made for their sake. It wasn't made for everybody. You understand? And that's the key point right there, man. That's the key point, because it's like the worst thing you can do, right? Or the thing that to destroy a people is to convince them that they're less than what they actually are.
That's right.
You understand? When you got a people who the Most High created to be his chosen, and now, and the Bible prophesies and tells you that these people in the last days, what does it say? It says that the least shall be what? The last shall be first, and the first shall be last, right? In those days, the people who actually are going to be the ones that are revealed to be the true children of the Most High, everybody else, all these people at the country club,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? All these people who own the big high rises and all the commerce and all the finance, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, them niggas in the projects, them niggas in the ghettos of America that I pretty much spit on like that.
Remember they said about Christ, like, can anything
Right.
good come?
Right. Oh my God. And that's another heavy point. The water, brother. That's another heavy point. They gave you where's Caesar at? I know we got another Caesar up in that. That's the one we step on when we walk in. You know what I mean? But the Bible tells you Most High Christ. So yeah, that red might be a little bit better. You might have to use the red for the rest of the class. No sweat. But yeah, the Bible tells you, or they'll tell you that Christ, that Jesus, that everybody loves so much. Yeah,
I don't want. I'm gonna go see if they got any markers over here.
Yeah, let the brother go see.
Okay.
I doubt they will, but just check the water, brother. You know what I'm saying? But they tell you that Christ is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, so-called white man, right? That's what they taught you. That's the image you see. That's what your grandmother got in the fridge, don't you? Right. Am I mistaken? I mean, that's what I saw all my life. You know what I'm saying? You ask your little sister, ask your little brother, show them a picture of that cat and be like, who's this? What they gonna say? Jesus. They just gonna know. That's Jesus. You show them a black man, they're gonna be like, I don't know who the hell that is. You know what I mean? But yeah, they told you that lie. Meanwhile, according to the Bible, what did Yahushua have? What did he look like? What did Yahushua look like according to the Bible? Get up.
He had hair like wool, and his eyes was red,
Right.
and his feet were like grass,
Right.
shiny grass, as if it burnt in a
He was
furnace.
burnt in the furnace. He was a dark-skinned brother. And if you didn't know, all you gotta do is look at the way he died. He died in the most niggerish way possible. He did nothing wrong, and he was assassinated by government. You know what I'm saying? He was literally put on death row for a crime he did not commit. You understand? That's a black man if I ever heard of him. And then the neighborhood he came from was the Nazareth was the ghetto. Because the Bible describes it as, I think one of the things that asked, what good thing can come from Nazareth? They said, oh yeah, we know about him, he comes from Nazareth. And they said, well, what good thing comes out of Nazareth? That's like saying, well, what good thing comes out of Durham, North Carolina? What good thing comes out of Richmond, Virginia? What good thing comes out of Harlem, New York? You know what I'm saying? What good thing comes out of South Jamaica, Queens? Those are the same questions they asked about Yahushua, right? Let's get into this language. Salaki, brother. I'll finish that in a minute. So we're gonna go through these. Let me say sure. So you got your paper too?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Both sides of the press. All right. So man, I want you to go first. Go ahead and hit. Oh, you got this. Go ahead and hit.
Ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka,
Right.
la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, qua, ra, sha, fa.
Both sides of the press. Now, I'm gonna fix a couple of these. But again, you want to remember that as we're dealing with each other, you're dealing with the Lashawan Qadash. There's reason these are all consonant sounds. We all know these are all consonant sounds. There's no vowel sounds listed here, except for maybe you can consider the I to be one of them. The I, right? In a way. But really, no, they're all consonants. The so-called the fake Jewish man has a bunch of little nasty symbols and garbage or whatever to make these other sounds. When you get your Yahuwahs and your Yeshivas and your Shivas and Yiddish and all that garbage, right? That's not in actual Hebrew. If you go look and see in the ancient, right? The ancient Hebrew did not have any of those marks. You understand? The ancient Hebrew, the only marks the ancient Hebrew had was connectors between the letters. You understand? So, right? So, right. Well, we don't got no connection with these because this is the Syrian. Good night. This is not.
It's horrible.
Yeah, no sweat.
We need some.
That's fine.
I thought about that yesterday, but I forgot.
That's fine. Yeah. I thought we had more, but that's no sweat. Nonetheless. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, ta, right? Everything ending in the a, because an unambiguous language that has one vowel sound, which is the a sound, right? The a sound. So when formulating a word, we're connecting. It's not like English where you got 5 letters, each representing different sounds, but it's one syllable going feast, right? Like, why does that do I guess I need the A so it's not fest, but see, that means the fact that if I get rid of this A, then that becomes fest, means that this E can have multiple versions of itself. It can be an E sound, it can be an E sound, short E or a long E, right? Same thing with other words. It's like, it's very, each letter can do much more than it does on its own, whereas our language is not like that. The Hebrew language is very simple. It's like black man love to chill. We just chill and regular, right? It's very simple. If you want to say Yanazar, what you do? You take yourself a Ya, and a Na, right? And a Za, and a Ra. And you have your Hazar. It's that simple, right? Now, sometimes it changes up on you, and the connections might be in a different place. But that's the general understanding of our language. Same thing right here with the Hakanaka, which is our next feast that's coming up, which means the feast of dedication, right? The dedication, right? Hakanaka, the dedication, right? This is the feast coming up. The so-called Jewish man, what's he saying?
Hanukkah.
Right? That's not what it is. It's Hakanaka, right? Hakanaka. And Salah. Hakanaka, right? How do we make this work? To make it, I think so. Well, I'm just going this one that really got juice.
You take the ha, the ka, the na, the ka, ka, na, the ka.
How many letters is in this word?
4,
5.
Sure.
4,
5.
5, right? Right. This is the last word. So if we were doing this in the ancient, we know that it would be
Damn, we gotta get some more.
word, bro. I really thought we had more. We got the ha. Right? It's not here. Nah.
I got some green, but that shit is gonna.
You sure? What do you? If somebody was able to get it out though.
Yeah, they get it out, right?
Let me see that other.
I think I got green on.
As long as you can get it out. That's what.
Try that. And then.
Yeah, that's 12. See, just see if we got him. Yeah. You know, I think he used like Lysol. You know, Sadat be all kind of hacks and concoctions he comes with.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes me get it out. And I think this will be
Clean, it was mad clean yesterday.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because remember you
I used the green before. And it did look like it was coming out with the razor that we had.
Right,
But they
feel like
cleaned
just
it off.
lose it and just wipe it off.
What, brother?
Just wipe.
Let's go out.
All right. So with that being said, now I'm saying, actually go ahead and fix these up just a little bit. Too much. Just swab on the body. You don't want to curve it like that. It's really like, right?
Okay, okay.
So you want to curve out. This is swab. What's the da. Again, it's not too much like da. So it's a little farther to the right.
Okay.
Jutwa bit. This curves in just a little bit. Ha. That Y. You want to make sure you get that little accent.
Right.
Za. Most likely that's 12. Ta is 12. Ya 12. But most likely curves. It'll work out. Right?
That's the motherfucker.
Now this one, this mod's when you was having trouble with.
Yeah, that's the mom and the sock. Okay, it's the ones that I'm having problems with. Because I can't, like, through the paper, I can't get the correct, you know.
The mod, you put the little gap right there. The gap is on the bottom. So imagine you drawing like a dome here.
Okay.
And then you bring it back, but you just stop it right there. And then that's the mod.
Most high and crack.
Right? So your Nas swab really kind of just more like a 3, but that's a swab.
Yeah.
Now the side one is connected.
The side's
The
connected?
side's connected,
Okay.
right?
Does it have the little hook on it?
It does.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It has a little hook. It's just like, A little hook right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You gotcha. The I, don't call it an ayin. This is not
That's
Yiddish.
an I.
It's an I, right? Ha. Because I just don't want to
Yeah,
hook
that's
it
too much hook.
right. Because I was just, you know what I'm saying, wow. That, everything else is Twa, Ra, Shata. Most High in Christ.
All
All
right.
right? Most High in Christ.
I learned it like 2 days.
That's Twa, remember? Now, what we're going to do is this. We're going to,
I gotta master all of them, Joe.
yeah, facts. You two are, right? So, like I was saying with the Hakanaka, but we just did it, you know what I'm saying? But now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into some of these tribes, man, and learn about our nation and who we are. I'm gonna leave that up there, and we're gonna do this so we're gonna start off with the first one is gonna be Judah, right? We don't got 12 tribes, right? Not a 12 one at the current moment, right? But Judah. Can somebody tell me who Judah is according to the Bible? Who is Judah now? Is the question I'm asking. Yeah,
The so-called African American is Judah.
so-called African Americans are Judah, right? So-called African Americans are Judah. Who knows how it's said in ancient Hebrew? And here's another. This before you answer that. What's interesting about this?
Those are vowels.
Yes.
I mean, the J doesn't exist.
But what this whole word, brother, have you ever seen this word? Judah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? You know, like not even in the Bible, you know who this person is.
No, not exactly.
Okay, that's why, right? That's why. Judah was the fourth son of who?
Yes, sir.
Also known as
Jacob.
Jacob, right? The progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is some of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? But why is this name such a crucial point in today's world? Go ahead.
Because of Jew.
Most High in Christ.
The
That's
people
what I'm
are
looking
known
for.
as Jew.
Because we all have heard the word Jew. We all have heard Jewish. And so most of us didn't even know this is where that word comes from. Jew is short for Judah, right? According to the Bible. So we're going to write the first 3 tribes. Again, it's not in order of birth. Okay? It's in order of, like, basically, not tribal importance, but you have kind of head tribes, right? So Judah, right? These are all brothers, with the exception of
Dina.
with the exception of, because you're talking about the tribe of Dan. The tribe of Dan was in this. The tribe of Dan at one point had an inheritance, right? But then they got mixed in, right? But no, Ephraim and Manasseh are not brothers of the rest of the tribes. They're not brothers to them. Ephraim and Manasseh, the rest of the tribes are uncles. Right. They're Joseph's sons. But yeah, so it's like here.
I've never heard anybody say that before. I don't want. That's the first time I heard somebody say that.
Yeah, Ephraim and Manasseh are Joseph's sons. Joseph was one of the 12 sons of Jacob, right? But what happened is he got a double blessing. He got extra, and Joseph was that nigga. If I'm speaking my French, right? Benjamin and Levi, right? So we know that this is so-called African Americans. We say Negroes. I prefer to put Negroes. I don't want to put anything relating to Indian Africans on my board. I'd rather put so-called Negroes. Right? And again, this is all in the Bible, man. The Bible tells you Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are what?
Black.
They are black. Right? The Jews would be in mourning. So this is so-called Negroes. Benjamin, or what? Benjamin. West Indians, this would be modern day Jamaicans. Right?
Yeah.
Modern day Jamaicans. The modern day Trinidadians. Okay? Down there in Barbados. That's Benjamin, and Levi would be Haitian. Now, first thing we're going to do is do some language stuff, and then we're going to get into this tiny bit of history, right? So Judah in Hebrew would be pronounced. I'm going to give you the pronunciation, and then I'm going to have you write that for you, right? I'm going to make it easy for you for these first three. The actual pronunciation of Judah in the Hebrew is right. It's like it. It's Howard. Howard, right? Which means praise Yahweh, praise the Most High. That's what Judah is named for. So I will praise Yahweh, right? Benjamin, Benjamin. I always gotta say this one because I already knew it. This is how I ended up remembering it. My brother right there. If I say Yum, Saul, he know what that means. What does bun mean? What does son mean? Bun means son. So if I say Tabuan, Bun Yahweh, I'm Tabuan, son of Judah, because I'm a so-called Negro. That's my great grandfather, son of Lashawan, which is Israel, right? Their father was Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, right? So Bun means son. Yum is what?
Right hand.
It means right side, or in this case, the context is son of the right hand. Benjamin is the son of the right hand, right? And then, of course, we got Levi, which is Loyal. What does that mean? What's that mean? Come to us. What does Levi's name mean in the Hebrew? Did we go over this last week?
Yep. He's a son. No, that's Reuben.
Yeah, Reuben is Robin. Remember, I told you last week what to do. If you're trying to figure out the name, now, just to give you a hint or to help you out, you can check that Blue Letter Bible, right? If we go to our Blue Letter Bible, right? When we type in Levi's name, it'll tell us the first place where his name is mentioned. Genesis chapter 29, verse 34. And she conceived again and bare a son and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore, was his name called Levi. Levi. And it means to be joined to. Because that's what his mother said when he was born. The Most High said, my husband will be joined into me. So she thought, you don't know, he's going to be with me now. I'm going to name my son joined into me. Most of these names, like we said, are names that were given to these sons because Jacob had how many wives? I know you know. You might know. Throw something at me. Give me a guess. 12. Damn, that would have been crazy, but no. That's nothing wrong with that. But no, he had 4. Right? The father of the nation of Israel had 4 wives, right? And all of them were vying for his affection. Y'all think black women is jealous now? You think that's something new? Black women and Hispanic women be jealous to be in your phone. The only reason why they wasn't in that brother's phone because he didn't have it. If Jacob had an iPhone, brother, you know what I'm saying? We might have been having some different names up here. Like, I shall call him. I took my husband's phone I checked the messages and something like that. But no, they didn't have that back then. But these sisters were sisters just like today. And they was vying for that man's affection. They always wanted him to be with me, be joined unto me. Oh, he's gonna only care about me now. No different, right? So that's why Levi's name is such. So, Yadazar. All right, brother, I need the Assyrian and the ancient. So you can do Assyrian and then the ancient further to the right. If you can, Mark, shut it. The water, brother. These are our forefathers, man. Blacks and Hispanic. The water,
Oh,
brother.
we go from right to left.
Count.
So I'm gonna go here with the ancient first. I mean with the
Yeah, do the ancient farther to the right, and then do the Assyrian closer to the phonetic spelling.
yeah. Ha. So I'm getting now that I know that the ancient, I'm getting confused. I'll work it out. Yeah. Ha.
If you gotta use the paper, use the paper out.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be mad at you.
I'm confused.
Nah, do your thing, Doc. Do your thing, brother.
I've been working on that Syrian all day.
Yeah, we can go. Brother, use my phone.
Oh. I should make it bigger, right?
Somebody asked me my phone. I'm trying to call you.
Make it bigger.
I'm not sure.
So
I'm use the phone real quick. So light skin brother.
Yeah. Wow.
See, yeah, you want it.
Wow.
The Y looks like a Y.
Yeah.
Right.
Cup. Boom. Most High in Christ.
Yeah.
Now, I know you know it. Yeah, I was about to say Yanazar. You better know that dot. Because while we on the stuff, you know I'm gonna interject.
Okay.
While you go ahead and finish it out. Give me the dot. Give me the. There's one last letter. How it dot. You already used it in the word.
The ha. Right. I'm gonna do it.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. The water, brother. Get a brother in. Most High in Christ. That's right. But that's not. I interjected.
Oh,
So, yeah. It's not your fault because I interjected, right? But remember, our language is so goddamn wild and wonderful. It's real easy for you to understand, so you know how to say it. In the ancient, we have a beautiful thing called connectors that tells you, because it's not always so simple, and we'll see in the next example. But here, it tells you when to keep the vowel sound, right? When to keep it,
And when to let it go.
and when to let it go. So here, we have the whole consonant and the vowel. Yeah?
How.
Ha,
Wow.
wa. But then these two are connected. Da. Da. That's why. Yeah, we know. Right? Most High in Christ. Just for time's sake, I'm just going to do it in the Assyrian. So we got the I'll take this to myself. Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Down.
Yeah. Right? Howard. Praise Howard. Right? But this looks mighty familiar, don't it? Just want to point out real fast that, of course, this symbol, this da, in the ancient, if the brother just again, I know you knew, right? This is the brother, he told you earlier as well, right? In the modern, when you read it in a new Tanakh, in a new book, it's going to look like this. This is the ancient lettering. This is how it was written when King David, you understand? When Moses, this is how it was written. Picking up King David, this is Da. How do we say David's name in ancient Hebrew? Yeah, right?
Dawa.
Dawa. We're just gonna just divert a little bit right here. Okay. Arrow. So the same way these other names, these are just again phonetic spellings. I'm just putting it in English so it's easier to read. His name was not David, and it was not the fake Jews, man, call him Daweed or something. Dawood or David or some nonsense. That doesn't sound so like
Yeah.
some of they name these things, they sound so they don't sound as strong as Dawood. That sound like a hood killer. You understand? Dawood. You understand? Dawood. That was his name. And Dawood's name was spelled in the ancient as such. Da. Right? Wa. Da. With no connect. I mean, it had to let you know like that. With no connector, right? Dawood. Well, guess what? If I take a da, right? So like this. And then I take the other da. What I got? Wrong.
The shield of David.
Most times. No, you too loud, brother. You good. You good. Most times, give that brother a hand because he knew exactly where I was going with it, right? But they call it a star because they don't know the Bible and because they don't read history. A star is a flaming ball of gas. If I was gonna draw a star, it would look like that. Like it would look like a circle or something. Like
Right.
it would have it would have no points or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like there'd be no. Why would I? Salakia. Who has ever looked in the sky at night and saw something that looked like that? Nobody has ever seen. Oh, it's a star. I'm gonna go take two triangles. That's what I saw last night. No, that's nonsense. All right. This is the Magun Dawadah, the shield of David, or the signet of David. Just like you have, if anybody who writes an important document, that's what they want at the end of it, their signature. And back in these days, if you've seen any old shows or old movies or anything that represents like medieval times or things like that, how they would do it is they would stamp it, right? They would have like a wax or something, and they would have like a little stamp with an imprint, and they would dip it in the hot wax, and then they would be able to and put this stamp on the bottom of the paper, pull it up, or matter of fact, they wouldn't even. What they would do, they would drip the wax on the paper first, so it would be like red wax, and they would drip it on the parchment, drip it on it, and it'd be like a little puddle, and then they would take their signet and go, Bob. When they pulled it up, you would see it. And in the case of King David, whenever he did his signet, it was this. It was the Magun Dawadah. And that was it continued even to his son Solomon. We continue all the way through to represent, because why? Because King David was chosen, right? His line was the chosen line of kings. Right. Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, also known to the English-speaking world as who? I know you know. Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Who could that be? This person is a descendant of King David. Okay, no sweat, brother. What you got?
Jesus Christ.
So-called Jesus Christ. Most High in Christ, right?
Most High in
the
Christ.
Man who everybody calls the same way how in the Bible you see this. But we know it's actually pronounced this, and the name is actually written this way. The Bible, your English King James, right? It's the English translation, says that his actual name was Yahweh Shah, right? You know what I mean? Yahweh Shah. That was his name. And the Hamashiach is like, Mashiach means anointed. Mashiach, the anointed. Ha is like the V. It means the anointed. So Yahweh Shah, the anointed, right? So he was a descendant of King David. Through sex. His father Joseph was his actual father. He was his actual father, and his father was a descendant of King David. And that's you found that out. Where's that?
In the book of Matthew.
Matthew chapter 1. And Joseph's name right there in the name. Why would it name him if he ain't got nothing to do with Christ, right? Got his name right there, right? But no sweat, yeah. So that's the Magun Down, but I digress. So we're gonna do brother. Again, to watch a little bit of a tangent, you know what I'm saying? But just these points are very, very important, again, to understanding our history and the lies that have been taught to us. A lot of people have never heard this stuff before. You know what I'm saying? We need to make sure that information gets out there. Yeah. So I'm gonna need some help to do whatever magician stuff we did before to get that out, but that's why. That's why. As long as we
Right
can
now,
actually,
we're down.
huh?
And now you can do more.
As long as we can see better what we're writing, that's all I'm worried about right now. Worry about cleaning up after. Okay, keep quiet, brother. That being said, I'm going to keep going right here. But young. So we got the ba, na, ba, yum, yum. But yum. Now, of course, this doesn't have the connectors like this one, right? But that's no sweat. But bun, yum, yum. But because there's no connectors, you can't really tell exactly where everything goes. But that's the beauty of the ancient. Is that in the ancient, we don't have to worry about that. You know exactly where everything goes. Oh, sure. Connectors. Come on, brother.
Yum.
Yeah, just look at it.
Bond.
I made these. The next couple ones gonna be tough, but I made these ones easy for you. Because you can see right there where the vowels are and where they're not. Most High in Christ. Get everybody in. It's all connectors. Bun Yum Yum, right? Bun Yum Yum, the son of the right hand. Okay? Bun Yum Yum. That's too hard, brother. Okay? That's absolutely too hard. Now, what's that? I do a little contrast. So Lord Yah, I'm sure it's green, right? So Lord Yah, same thing. Where you don't see the connector, but the thing is you're gonna have to learn to see because this is not everywhere. This is UPK 101. You know what I'm saying? UPK, we've learned to write this, right? But you're not gonna see this in a book. 9 times out of 10. You're not gonna see this on blue letter, right? So you're not gonna have this to be able to say, okay, so it's Lord Yah and know where it's at. All you're gonna see, all you're gonna see in the Tanakh is this. You're gonna see that's all you'll see. Why does this thing do that? Salat. All you're gonna see is that. And you're gonna be like, what the hell am I supposed to do with it? You're gonna be saying, La wa ya, you know what I'm saying? La why. You know, you're gonna be saying things and not know what it is. But yeah.
I think I know. I think I know where the connector goes.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's no, this is a Syrian. So there's
Right.
no connector at all. But if I do go and give you the ancient, right? If I do give you Where does it go?
The L, the La, and the Y.
Does it connect between them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And right there. Well, yeah.
What's on prayer? It's 12. That's exactly what it is. Lord Yah. Lord Yah. Right? Coincidentally, that sounds like a ghetto way of saying lawyer, right? He's a lawyer. That's how I say it. He's a lawyer. Right? Well, Levi was the priests. Right? They were the priests. They were the ones who did not have an inheritance. Right? They didn't have any. The rest of the tribes all had land. They all had their own land. Levi did not. They were the priests. They were given the task of being the priest of the Most High and given the charge of the temple. But to compensate for the fact that they did not have land and that they had to do that job, what were the Levites given? Yeah, right?
Tithes.
Levites were given tithes. Give me another word for tithe. Give me the Hebrew word for tithe.
I can't say it.
Really? I mean, you've only heard it 200 times.
I know.
Well, you took a while,
I
but
never pronounced it myself.
okay. Okay. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find us in Numbers 18, what is it, 18:21? Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. And it's pronounced my Aishara. My Aishara. Right? And it's pronounced my Aishara. Which means what?
A tenth.
Which means 10. Right? We never get into that one, but my Aishara, my Aishara. Right? My Aishara. Now, so the Levites were given tithes to compensate for the fact that they did not have an inheritance. So what were we giving the Levites, man? We were giving them a tenth of everything we got. Gold, silver, any kind of monetary gain, goats, wheat, barley, you know what I'm saying, hops, you know what I mean, any kind of thing, fruits, right? Anything you had, a tenth of it had to go to the priest. Because guess what? Because they didn't do anything but the work of the Lord. And that's how they got paid. Now, who can be a priest now in Israel? Yeah.
Any officer, any Israelite.
Why is that?
Because the word, the Lord said that we will be a nation of priests.
That is true. That's absolutely true. I'm going to get that scripture in a second too. But now, the Bible says that we are priests. We're not under the covenant that he established back then. Remember, it says what? I will establish a new covenant with them. Not according to what I established with their fathers. It's a new covenant. Now, we're priests under the order of Melchizedek. Right? That's how Yahushua, what tribe did Yahushua come from?
Judah.
Right. He was a Judite. He was not a Levite. But Yahushua was a priest. He was the most perfect priest in the order of Melchizedek. Right? Okay. That's what the Levites did. Okay. Race lawyer? No, sir. I'm actually going to erase all that. I like this green. This green. Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that here.
Erase
We're not
it.
putting up. Till we get
But
something.
this is why. Most High in Christ, the water, brother. Yeah, this pink is a little bit harder to get out.
Yeah.
It's not pink, it's like red, but it's a little harder to get out. But that's the why. As long as we can see it. You know what I'm saying? There's no other ones just not working. Okay. Salakia. Sadak, if you're watching the live, brother, I need your help. You understand? I need you to come. I swear to God, the brother like sprayed Lysol on the damn on the board and just cleaned up. I'm like, who even thinks of this?
It was spick and span.
Lysol. It was some kind of spray or something.
Something. It was spick and span.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a spot.
Most High in Christ. Matter of fact, give me All right. You just give me a scripture real fast. Give me Exodus chapter 19, verse 56. You know what I'm saying? So as far as us going through these tribes, if you want to look up and see where Exodus chapter 19 verse 5. Okay. Right. If you want to look up these tribes, right, and where and the clues that tell you where they will be today, it's all through the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's all through the Bible. But if you want the clues on these tribes to tell you their characteristics and what they would appear to be like, you said where they would be, what kind of people would they be, what would they go through? You know what I'm saying? The clues to who they are today.
Isn't that Genesis 49?
Most High in Christ. It's in Genesis chapter 49, and it's also in Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, right? Deuteronomy gives you clues to who those tribes are today, because you got some brothers who try to say that the so-called the Hispanics are not Israelites, right? That we're not one people. Unfortunately, they don't know what God and everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they're talking about. They need to, you know what I'm saying? They need to stand down and come into class, right? Because the Bible, give me, matter of fact, before you get the one I got, give me this. Give me Jeremiah 12 and 9. If you can hold that, I got it. But I need Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9 first. Right? Because all of these tribes, man, the Bible tells you that these people will be in turmoil in these last days. You can't tell me that the so-called Mexicans are not in turmoil right now. Down there at the border. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, according to the Bible, they're the tribe of Isupk. Right? Those are our brothers. And they're going through turmoil right now. Okay, what you got?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 9. My heritage.
My heritage. This is the Most High speaking. My heritage. My people. You know what I'm saying? My heritage. Go ahead.
Is unto me.
My heritage is unto me. My people. You know what I'm saying? My nation. You know what I'm saying? My heritage is unto me. Go ahead.
As a speckled bird.
As a speckled bird. You understand? My nation is unto me as a speckled bird. What's a speckled bird? Yeah.
A bird of different colors.
A bird of all different colors, man. It's twofold. This whole verse is twofold, right? A speckled bird, like brother said, it's different colors. You know what I'm saying? Like even like a pigeon. Like you may have a gray, most pigeons you might see a gray, but a dove is technically a pigeon. They're the same, right? But one is white, one is gray. A pigeon, I know brothers have seen pigeons before. They be brown, they be, you know what I'm saying? They be all kind of white over here with a little patch of brown over here. They feet be one color. That's why the Most High said, my heritage unto me is a speckled bird. We are one family. Blacks, Hispanics, and Indians, we are one family coming from the same man, going way back. And we're bounded together by our nationality, by our genealogy, and by the prophecies that prove who we are. You know what I'm saying? The Bible doesn't say, does the Bible say, does it say, what's it say? Does the Bible say a DNA test bears witness that we are children? Does it say that? Does it say that a blood sample proves that we're the children of the Most High?
No.
What does the Bible say?
The spirit.
It says the Spirit bears witness that we are the children of the Most High. You understand? Because the Spirit of our people shows who we are. You look, man, the Bible calls us what? The salt of the earth.
That's right.
Imagine planet Earth without. Could you imagine planet Earth without so-called Jamaicans?
So.
Would you want to live in a world that did not have oxtail? Would you want to live in a world that did not have beef patties? Good night. I don't want to live in that world. Would you want to live in a world that did not have Isukrites? Tacos? You know what I'm saying? That did not have, you know what I'm saying, all the delicious foods that they make? That doesn't have empanadas? I don't want to live in a world without empanadas. Good night. And you know nobody want to live in a world without a so-called Negro, without a so-called black man. Could you imagine what dances would look like? Could you imagine a party, going to a party where black people, in a world where black people don't exist, where all the 12 tribes don't exist? You know what I'm saying? Go to a Native Indian reservation, man. They got rhythm just like you, black man. They move just like you. The so-called Hispanics, same thing. You know what I mean? So that's what about it. You got one from the top.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse
And
9.
you simpletons that say, oh, all the tribes are Negro. That's a damn lie. Read that.
My heritage is unto me
Uh-huh.
as a speckled bird.
My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. You know what I'm saying? My heritage comes in all different shapes, sizes, all colors, like a speckled bird. Go ahead.
The birds around about are against her.
Right. So that tells you one thing. My heritage is like a speckled bird. A speckled bird is like stands out, right? Because they all different colors. They say that it's easy to notice that one. It's easy to notice a black man. It's easy to notice a so-called Jamaican, a Haitian, West Indian. It's easy to notice a so-called Mexican, a so-called Puerto Rican. We stand out wherever we go because we're the salt of the earth. You understand? Go ahead. Until the birds round about her
Are against her.
are what?
Are against
No,
her.
they're for her.
Are against
So the
her.
world is for Mexicans.
Are against
The
her.
world is for Puerto Ricans.
Are against her.
Everybody loves Native Americans.
Are against her.
Everybody loves Dominicans.
Are against her.
Cubans.
Are against her.
So-called black women.
Are against her.
Black women.
Are against her.
Yeah. It says the birds round about her are against her. The entire world is against so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans.
That's right.
They hate us. And have always hated us. And continue to pit us against one another because they want to do what? Destroy us. Keep going, Doc.
Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the
The
field.
Bible calls the rest of the nations what?
Beasts of the
It
field.
calls the nations what?
Beasts of the
It
field.
calls white men what?
Beasts of the
It
field.
says all you beasts of the field come to devour. Go ahead.
Come to devour.
Uh-huh. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
Come. No sweat. That's too up, right?
Goes
So
into
yeah. Yeah, but no sweat. You know what I mean? But yeah, so the Bible tells you that we're like a speckled bird, man. So all these tribes that we're talking about, blacks, Hispanics, and Dominicans, we're all Israelites. We're all family according to the Bible.
Right.
We're gonna get a couple more. So let me see what I got next. So oh, brothers, while I'm doing this, go ahead and read that one I gave you in Exodus. Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine.
So he said, if you do what?
Keep my covenant.
Keep my covenant. Keep my commandments. That's what we give. We give a commandment from our Most High. If you keep my commandments, which unfortunately we haven't done, and that's why go out here, you go out any ghetto in America, and look at what our people are going through, and you'll see us living out this prophecy. He's telling us if we do it, what will happen. But if we don't do it, the opposite will happen. Keep going out.
Verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
You shall be unto me a what?
A kingdom of
You
priests.
shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. Right? So that's what I'm saying. That before the Levites were the priests, but he said we shall be unto him a kingdom of priests. Right? We all have that, can take that charge to be priests. You understand, in the kingdom, right? And we're trying to bring that kingdom, and we're trying to give the Yahweh something to come back to. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna save his people. That's what his name means. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah, we're gonna just yeah. Let's no sweat. Like, now we'll do 3 more tribes. All right. Simeon. Zebulun. Now we'll do 4 because I want to make sure. Yeah, it's perfectly one to me. All right. So who was Simeon? Who know the 12 tribes chart? Yeah.
Simeon is the Dominican.
Most High in Christ. Simeon is the so-called Dominicans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? One of my best guys in the world. You know what I'm saying? My best friend in the world is a so-called Dominican. Well, actually, not really. His mother's Dominican, but right? I know a lot of Dominican cats around my way coming up. Right? Zebulon, that's gonna be your Guatemalans. Right? Make sure I spell it right. Guatemala, and it goes to most high correct, but you've been studying. Panama, Ephraim, yeah, that.
Puerto Rico.
Boricua.
Boricua.
You know what I'm saying? The Fat Joes of the world. You know what I'm saying? The Big Puns.
He's a real nigga.
Right? These are so-called, these are niggas just like you, man. Don't get it twisted. And then Manessa,
Cuba.
right? Tony Montana, but not the fake one from the movie who was played by an Italian, Al Pacino. Have you ever seen a real Cuban?
Yeah.
Brother, if that's not niggas, I don't know what is. Right. They look just like us. And then, but guess what? All the Hispanic tribes got brothers that look just like us. But that's why we just read a scripture that said what? My heritage is unto you as a speckled bird. Have y'all ever seen a light-skinned black man?
Every country.
Exactly. You got so-called Negroes that come in all shades. From dark like me, I was so-called Negro, all the way down to a light-skinned, he's lighter than light, right? Light brown. It's a so-called black man, right? His father's a so-called black man, right? Which is what is important. That's what matters. With all of these tribes, it all goes through our patriarchal lineage, our paternal lineage. Fathers. You understand? That's what we're talking about, our fathers. These are all brothers. These are our forefathers. Understand? Now, all of these tribes, you got, man, go look up some of the old salsa singers, man. And things like that. All the cats used to make the music with the bongos and all that from Puerto Rico and Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Cats like, Celia Cruz, Mongo Santa Maria. You know what I'm saying? Mongo Santa Maria, I believe, was Cuban. That Cuban was a black man. You know what I'm saying? And you got some Dominicans now. You call them black. Ooh, they want to fight you. If you say they black. Meanwhile, they got a picture of their grandfather in the house, and it'd be me just there like, it'd be a nigga just like me, just in his house. And he goes, who is this? Oh, it's my granddad. Yes, my dad's dad. Like, brother, you want to be called black? Look, come on, right? So this is the next 4 tribes we're gonna deal with. So now we're gonna get into some more. Let's see, we'll do the last 4 we do. But today we're gonna finish it out next week and go through all 12 tribes. Okay. So for time's sake, let's see. I'm gonna do Messiah. I'm gonna do the Assyrian. I want you to do Asian. All right. So that means you gotta tell me where the connection is at. That's gonna be how we're gonna close out the class. That's tomorrow, right? So, Salaki. Make sure I get this right. Shah. Ma.
Wow. That's I.
Right. Okay. So that's one. We'll do the next one. We should have been using this green. It's too wild.
Yeah.
I'm also a little close. I'm just draw a line right here so you can see where it ends. Okay. So here, boom. Okay. This is a classic one. But for some reason, I just love his name in the ancient. I mean, in the ancient Hebrew. So,
That's definitely connected. What in the ancient?
all right, one more. Okay, right? I'm gonna pronounce it, so that way you a little bit of a chance when you come to this one. You gotta be connected. You got the Sha, Ma, I, Wa, Na. This is pronounced Shemayim. 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 Right? The tribe of Simeon is pronounced Shemayim. Right? Zebulun pronounced Zabalawan. Zabalawan. Right? Zabalawan. And then Ephraim. So I know these are small. So I'm gonna write. I'll just kind of bring it down here. You can see. Ephraim's gonna be Aparium. All right. And then Manasseh, we're gonna be pronounced Ma. All right, brother.
Okay, let me give it a shot.
It's on you. You closing us out for the class. You know what I'm saying? Shemayim.
Oh, I'm doing an ancient. Oh boy. Shamai. Oh.
Why you doing that? Let me check something. No, you go ahead. Keep going.
Shamai.
Simeon's name comes from Genesis chapter 29 and verse 33. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, because the Lord hath heard that I was hated, he hath therefore given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. Right?
Shemai.
So I can already tell one thing about his name, right? The word for name is in Simeon's name. Shum. Shum is the Hebrew word for name, or it also means to hear. Right? Shemayim.
How's that?
Seems like you got an extra letter.
Shemai.
No, you got an extra letter, brother.
Shemai. Yam.
Look at this. Most High in Christ. Now put that knob where it needs to go, closer to the rest of the letters, and put them connectors.
Okay.
Right? Now give me the connectors.
Shemai. Yam.
Well, Salaki, first things first, you got rid of the wrong letter. Because right now, what you have on that board is Shemayun.
Yam.
Shemayun. That's a Yah. So it'll be Shemai 1. A wow.
Right.
Count. There you go.
Shemai Young.
Not Shemai Young.
Shemayan.
No, not young. Not young.
Shemai 1.
Yup. Most there we go.
Shemai 1.
Shemai 1. Let me make sure that is correct. Shemai 1. Get that brother a hand. That is correct. Shemai 1. Shemai 1. Right? Which means to be heard.
To be heard.
Right? Because the sister said, the Lord hath heard me. The Lord hath heard me. And Shemai, that's why we sit to Shemai, it's like listen. It's like to be listened to. Right? Because we'll tell a brother, I brought out in class last week, if we want to tell a brother to be quiet, we say Shemai. Because in essence, we're saying listen. And if you're listening, you can't be doing what? Talking, speaking. So Shema, you understand? Listen, hear. You understand? But that's what his name comes from. Shemai, right? Most High Christ. Now give me Zebulun. Remember, the ancient and the Assyrian are going to have the same amount of characters and letters. Right?
Zaba, La, Wan. Zaba, La, Wan.
Right? You can connect this.
Zaba, La, Wan.
Most High in Christ, get that brother a hand. Zabala 1.
Zabala 1.
Zabala 1, right? Most of you getting it out.
Yeah.
Isn't it a wonderful thing, man?
Yeah,
Learn your
man,
language, man. Pretty soon, I'll be able to put a Tanakh in your hand, and you'll be reading it like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. That's exactly what you'll be doing. Salaki, 1 second before you get started on the next one. Let me see.
What does Zebulun mean?
That's what I'm trying to see real fast. Did I spell Zebulun?
This is your family, brother.
Did I spell that wrong?
This is our family. This is who we are. For real.
You know. How many I can't find Zebulun, man? No sweat.
I know he's a haven of ships. Something like that.
Let's see something.
But that's the prophecy says that he would be a haven of ships.
I mean, one of them. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, that's what it is.
Zabalon.
It's about one.
Zabalon.
It's about one. It's about one.
One.
It's about one. It's about.
One.
It's like top one. It's like one.
One.
It's about one. Smooth like that. But I'm going to tell you right now the meaning of his name, Salaki. Nothing to do with it. But when you're doing it, it's like, again, you want to look at the words inside the words.
I love this. This is work. I got to work hard on that.
But you two up, right?
Yeah.
You two up. There we go. I wanted to get the scripture where his name is first mentioned too. This is all in the Bible, man. The UPK, we don't just come out here and because if this was Christian church, you'd have been here for 2 hours and you would have heard half of the scripture, but we would have sang about 20 songs. And I'd have been up here with a tambourine, right? But now you can go away from this class today and say, man, I learned something. Did you know this about the ancient Hebrew language? Did you know this? You can be teaching somebody else something. Don't do that. Don't start teaching people stuff. But what I'm saying is that other people ain't learning this. You know what I'm saying? They in the Christian church for 30 years and don't know who Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, and Manasseh are. You understand? They don't know what an ancient Shah, Ma, I, Wa, Na looks like. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? A parium. If I said that to them, they won't know what it means. Okay? But Zebulun's name is in Genesis chapter 30, verse 20. And it says, and Leah said, God hath endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulun. So again, what I tell y'all, these women wanted to be with that brother so bad. They just wanted him around all the time. Like now he's gonna be with me. He's gonna dwell with me now. Right? So she called his name Zebulun, right? Which means exalted. It comes from the word Salakia. I believe it's Zabalah or Zabal, right? Which means to dwell, right? So really that's what it's saying, like, you know what I'm saying, to dwell with. Okay, so give me a parium now. Give me a parium, these are the last two. Most High in Christ. Don't that look like a familiar letter, brother? That look real familiar to me. It looks like another letter turned on the side. Mm-hmm. Most High in Christ. Well done, brother.
Aparium.
Mm-hmm.
Aparium. Aparium.
Hold on, wait a minute.
No.
I gave it to you. I can Assyrian. Ain't no wall with it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh.
Most High in Christ. Nope.
Aparium.
Is that a mob?
Oh, no, that's a knot.
All right.
I need to.
Yep. Boom. And give me the connectors.
Aparium.
Aparium. Whoa, brother, what did you just do? This is not allowed.
Okay.
You just connected.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yum.
Mm-hmm. What about the first one? Most High in Christ, Aparium. Now give me Manasseh.
Manasseh. Ma. Na. Sha. Manasseh. Ma. Na. Sha. Na.
Manasseh.
Manasseh. Ma.
Look at it again. Look at the Assyrian I wrote over there.
Okay. Ma. Na. Sha. Oh.
Yep. That H has a sound.
Yeah. The ha.
Right. It's there. It's not silent. It's not, it's really, it's Manasseh.
Manasseh.
Manasseh. Like a little huh. There, little Manasseh.
Manasseh.
Right, exactly. It's sad because we're not used to it. It almost sounds silent, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? But good work, brothers.
Right.
You know
Okay, I'm correct.
what I'm saying? Good job. I know we had a tough time. Oh, yeah. I know we had a tough time seeing them. I know it's kind of hard for y'all to see the joints is real light. We got to get some new, thicker, Salaki markers. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go closer so y'all can see what's on the board. Have a good night.
Manasseh.
Right. Brother did a suave job.
I gotta get that Syrian though. That Syrian is. Gotta get all. I get it.
You get it, you get it. Yeah, man, it's very, very crucial and important that we understand who we are. And we do our best to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And one of the ways, important ways, is to come back to our culture. That's why we wear what we wear. You understand? And that's why we learn our language. You know what I'm saying? That's why we do what we do. We really do what we do because our forefathers did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Christ did it. Christ went out into the highways and byways and taught, just like we do when we go to camp. You know what I'm saying? So next week, we're going to do all 12 tribes, and then we'll probably get into, start talking about the nations, right? Edom, Elam, the other people, because they had names there in the Bible too. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to end up talking about that. You know what I'm saying? But so we're going to close out with that. And with that, pass the class over to Police Officer Mahayar. And let me know.
We're at the Isupk, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana.